Hey guys, welcome back to Genuine Lactation. My name is Jessica Anderson. I am an IBCLC and I am a complete pump nerd. I test all of the pumps that you see behind me, and this is just a fraction of what we have in the office. My specialty is wearables, and this is Willow's latest product that we have to talk about. So I woke up this morning to, the social media ads telling me that Willow had launched their new wearable. We've seen their campaign that they were coming for wearables and all of the terrible problems that moms have with wearables. And anytime Willow tells me that they're coming to save the day, it's kind of like if the government says they're here to save the day in my book. It's just I'm a little skeptical. So, hopped right over to Target, grabbed this, and we've got a lot to talk about here. I don't normally do almost immediate reviews. I've been playing with this for the last couple hours, but there's several things that I want you to know before you go out and give them $34.99 of your hard-earned money, because I am happy to sacrifice $34.99 to see whether this is going to be the latest flop or the newest innovation to hit the market. So what we have here is a wearable cup. It's designed to sit down in your bra. It does look a lot like the cups on the Willow Go, but it is not the same as a Willow Go cup. But it has that wearable cup and it's attached to this hand pump. So the hand pump is actually pretty simple. Instead of being integrated into a one-piece flange that sits against the breast and you're kind of operating at the breast, you're going to slide this down into your shirt. It is compatible with inserts. The Willow inserts are the only ones that fit really well when I just tested them, because this is supposed to be a 24 millimeter silicone flange, but it's actually more like a 25. Willow has these little fins. Let me see if you can see it. These actually are bigger than 24 millimeters and they press against the sides to hold it. So I think it's designed exclusively to be used with Willow, which means we've got 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, and 24 as options for this. It is going to cover the bulk of people. So we might be, sizing I don't think is going to be the issue with this, which is good. But this part, you've got this little switch down here. So when it's in this position, you can see that I've got fairly limited range of motion. That is on stimulation. We then switch it to expression. That's all we have to do to switch that. Now I've got full range of motion. Now it's just clipped in. There's a little clip up here that this handle is manually moving. And this is a diaphragm, very similar to what you're going to see on most manual pumps. So this is just a reworking of the classic technology. They described it as going to be as being easier on your hands. I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide if that's easier. The only thing I did like is that a traditional manual does require you to be up at the breast. If you have breasts that sit up higher or smaller breasts, you are going to be holding your arms. It's kind of an awkward position to hold. If you have larger breasts or you have breasts that tend to sag a little bit more or sitting a little bit lower on your body, it may be less of an ergonomic challenge for you. But for me personally, I'm one of the ones who's up here trying to work this. I don't really love manuals for that reason. It has to be a really great manual, and there's only a couple that I love that much. So this, I do like that this can be down in your lap, which is nice. It is fairly discreet tubing. The shape is pretty nice. But what we got to talk about is that this cup is only designed for 90 days. And this is listed as a consumable part. I have no idea if Willow's going to be replacing them. Your worst case scenario is you're looking at another $34.99. They're saying 90 days. I'm saying 60 with regular use. I don't love the cup design, and here's the biggest issue. So you've got your little membrane in here. That's there. You've got a tubing port with direct access to it. So if milk gets into there, this is shot because you can't clean it. You cannot take this apart. I accidentally broke the handle. It does come apart, but getting this back together was a beast because it's poorly designed in terms of cleanability. This was not designed to be cleanability. This is designed to be used, probably should be used with a closed system cup, but guess what this is? This is an open system cup, which most people are not going to know what we're talking about with that, because the last open system cup we had on the market was the Freemy open system cups, and those are what we would consider an outdated, failed design. Why Willow would bring us back one, I don't know, because they have the technology. It's in all of their patents. There was no reason for that. So your tubing is going up to this little L-shaped connector. There's nothing in here. I've already confirmed this is just empty tubing. What you have here though that you got to be aware of is this is why it reminds me of the Freemy open style cup. So here's the air channel. And if you just Google free me open cups, I don't have any in the office. I haven't had any in years. I've ordered some so we can take a look at them to see, but it's that same air channel. So your tubing adapter is just plugged into this and it's coming down into here. So suction is going to be applied here and it's going to have to come through this area right here, which is going to be important to understand because this is where the flow of milk path is. You've got this backing right here. This comes apart. I was actually really surprised. I played with this for 2 hours already, and until I actually read the instructions, which is always one of my last steps in testing because my job is to see what's going to happen when moms don't read instructions. There's a gasket here. So that gasket's a pain in the butt to get on and off, but it is going to get milk underneath of it, so you are going to have to do that. You've got your membrane. So instead of being a duckbill style, this is a flap style like we see with the Medela Harmony and the Medela Symphony. It's fine. The big thing here is that there's only thing holding this on is pressure, which means for moms who like to fridge hack, this is not going to be fridge hackable because we're going to see that if you get any more milk than coming to the bottom of your duckbill, which is going to be a very small amount. I would hope if you're doing this, you're getting more, looks like it's like the 1 ounce mark. So any more than 1 ounce of milk, you're going to get milk fat underneath of here, which is going to be fine for that current pump session. But once it cools and congeals, it's going to be a problem. But all this is it's got the mount for this on the back. It's the flow path for milk. And inside of here is the one hole in this. It's going to be the flow path for milk. So your air tubing channel that's going to generate your suction and your milk path are all combining here, which means if you accidentally have a heavy letdown, which is going to be very easy to do with a manual because if you've watched social media anytime lately, you'll see with the Medela Harmony, the trick is to do these long squeezes. So when you're on expression, you're just going to hold, which this actually can hold at its peak suction, which was pretty cool. And it does get pretty good suction, but that means that you're going to quickly fill this chamber with milk and then milk can't just build up. It can't compress. So it has to go someplace. The path of least resistance is going to be your tubing. And given that the tubing is going to be sitting down below for most people because of this design, we're going to see flooded pumps. So once you flood it, it's dead. That's gonna stink. It is. It's only $35 though. So, I mean, I guess if you like giving Willow $35, you'll probably only make that mistake once. But what that also means is what's the first thing mom started talking about on social media? That they wanted to be able to put these with other pumps, which I get it. We need a new and innovative cup design. There is a large gap in the market right now for somebody to come along with innovative cups. And it would be really nice. And Willow doesn't have a portable with cups, which is kind of surprising. I mean, they technically now have the LV Stride because they own LV. But guess what, guys? You can't hack open system cups with closed system pumps. It's going to flood your motor and there's no backflow protector. There's nothing to stop the milk from this cup from entering your pump motor. So hacking these, you're going to kill a motor. You're going to do it pretty darn quickly. With most of the Freemie cups, we saw that it would flood pretty quickly. There was a hack that you could put a Spectra backflow in the line. So you would basically like cut your tubing and put a Spectra backflow. But people stopped using that because it was clunky and it still meant you could back up to the point of the backflow. And if you're going to do all that work, why not just get a closed system cup that's not going to cause those problems? Because this is not going to be cheap. They're going to be likely about $35 a cup. I don't think we're going to see like this huge discount on the replacement parts on the consumables. So I think we've got here, it is a good idea. I like the idea of this. Now, have we ever had a wearable manual pump? Or is this truly innovation? Go look up the Freemie Equality. Which is kind of strange given I'm telling you that this reminds me of a Freemie open cup, which is what was paired with the Freemie hand pump. So that was a double pump and this is a single. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I feel like this could be a good option for moms who have a baby with poor transfer to be able to discreetly, this very small cup. I don't feel like it would be very cumbersome for the average mom. So this could be a good option for somebody who doesn't want to deal with the noise of the expense and the headaches of electric pumps or wearables, and they just want something cheap, effective, put it in their bra, nurse baby on the other side. That may work really well for them. Because again, some people can manually pump while they're nursing a baby. I cannot, or my baby would have to be in a very weird, wonky position, which is not going to lead to a good latch, which then means I'm going to be even more pump dependent than I am. That would not be good for me. This could be a good fit for that need when my next baby gets here. I will try it and let you know. This is not going to be my final update on this because I think that the thing with Willow moms to know is that hacking stuff has been part of the game the entire Willow journey. I mean, Willow is not a new company. Hacking stuff, experimenting with stuff that just kind of goes along with what gets talked about in the groups that focus on these pumps. So we're going to see people try and hack it. What I can tell you is that this generated 300 mmHg on expression on its maximum suction, and on stimulation, I could get about 225. I have already tested that you can take this part and hack it to a closed system cup. The one I had handy was the Fanfi Erosi cup. I hacked that, immediately got reduced pressure, which is exactly what I would expect when I'm adding a backflow protector into an open system, is it's going to place additional strain. We're going to see that drop in pressure. I hooked it up real quick to the Medela Symphony kit, got great pressure with that, which means it's designed for that open system. It's not designed for a closed system, which means we may not find that this is quite as versatile. But also, I mean, the good news is that it will let us know, is there a demand for a hand pump that is attached to tubing to use with cups? And if there is, maybe we get one of those. Maybe somebody does create that. Maybe not. Maybe we find out that moms are like, this actually wasn't any better. Maybe it just brings a resurgence to the idea of using a hand pump, which are very effective pumps for a lot of moms. A lot of moms really like hand pumps. They have some limitations, but it could be something that we see a resurgence in. And maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. This is still very, very early. Like I said, we're a couple hours into me having my hands on this product. They're just those things to know. I think it's going to be a pain in the butt since we can't microwave, we can't steam it. It's not going to be easy to keep sterile. I would not use this if you have a high risk baby because it is an open system. I would not use this with any additional parts at this time because we don't know what hacking is going to do to it. Other than I don't think hacking is going to work very well with this setup. I'll have more information on that. It'll take about a week, week and a half. So be sure to subscribe to this video if you want to know more about this. We will be testing this because this is the latest Willow product. And as somebody who specializes in wearables, Willow's cult-like following, absolutely something my audience is interested in. So we will be doing some testing. We will be getting more information for you. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to give you these initial thoughts so that you could decide whether you wanted to give Willow $34.99 or if you want to keep your $34.99 and see what happens with this and then decide if it's for you. So hope that helps and happy pumping.